Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back, another Opponent Masters video, and today we're going to talk about the new, again, Legendary Gauntlet, as we have been talking about for the past 3-4 days, I don't know. Hey, it's the big thing right now, right? And me here sitting at my legendary win streak of 0. I'll stream later today. We'll see. We'll probably stream later today, and we'll actually go on the run because before that, I've just been battling, you know, again, just spamming Entei 1 so I could farm the easy lucky cookies, so I could strengthen up my team first to go on an actual run, and we'll go on that actual run. Hopefully again later today, live. So make sure to tune into that. So, anyways. That being said, what we're mainly going to talk about is, I guess, some of the community reaction to the Legendary Gauntlet, right? And so far from what I've seen, mostly positive. Most people like it. It's a new mode, it's fun, right? And there's a few reasons that I've seen generally that people say that why they like it. One, the lucky skills, like the lucky cookie farming on this is just nuts. Yesterday, if you guys didn't see, I posted a video where I rolled lucky skills from the ones that I farmed. I had 1,000 just from the pink and blue ones. 1,000 of the pink and blue lucky cookies, which were obviously a lot, right? And very, very helpful, very cool, very useful. I almost have every unit in the game lucky skilled up, right? So the lucky cookie farming from these are just insane. The old ones, the new cookies are nice too. The rewards are cool, all that stuff. The main big thing is that it's finally some harder content, because so far the game has not really given us too many, like, you know, every once in a while they drop the extreme battle, which are hard if you don't have the focus unit, right? If you pulled for the focus unit, the extreme battles are generally pretty easy. They've had a lot of really easy extreme battles recently as well, right? The Kanto ones, the Sinnoh one was super easy too, right? Kanto, Sinnoh, both are relatively easy in terms of extreme battles go, right? But some of them have been hard. Obviously, we just got the new 10K master mode, right? Which is definitely hard, right? It's definitely much harder than 7.5K, but overall, you know, if you know how to generally navigate through the game, right? You have some solid units here and there. It shouldn't be that much of an issue either, all right? So that's the big thing people have been talking about. It's finally some difficulty, and this is definitely difficult. This is I think easily the most difficult mode in the game, right? Because there's no end to this. There's no end to this. It ends where your ability ends, right? In terms of beating stages, and that is pretty nice, right? Pretty nice. The better your ability or your team is, your boxes to handle this event, the further you go, etc., etc., etc. So that's, I guess, most of the positives. Oh, one more, which is you get to use a lot of units that you haven't used before yet, right? In this event, like, I've been using Norman. Norman as a tank, right? You guys saw it. Norman, decent defenses, right? Almost 200 on both defenses, 5-star, and almost what, 700 or 800 HP or something like that, right? And then he has like self heals on his trainer move, his chance to paralyze on body slam. Like, I would never ever use Norman, like, unironic, like, you know, I'd use him for memes here and there, right? But like, unironically using Norman doesn't happen too often, right? Does not happen too often. So a lot of units that I've never used, some people have never used, or rarely ever use, right? They become super helpful. Like, almost every single unit in the game can come into this mode and contribute and give you again a positive contribution, right? So that's also really nice. So there are also some people who are not super happy with this mode because, well, it is hard, because it's definitely hard, right? And it's totally valid and easily, you know, and easy to get frustrated by stuff like this, because, you know, everyone wants to win battles, right? If you're not winning battles, it's frustrating. It's not, you know, etc., right? But here's the thing, right? Again, this mode only came out like a few days ago, right? And first of all, there's still people still working on strategies, think about how, you know, best approaches, etc., right? I mean, I haven't even done my, you know, real run yet, right? So we try that out, see how that goes again later. It's a completely new mode, and it's just been like a few days, 1 or 2 days, right? 3 days, I think it's now, right? And this is the first time they run this. They will have much more runs of this in the future. Obviously, the more times it runs back, the better you will be at fighting these, for a few reasons. One, you know better how to fight these, right? With more attempts at these. And two, you will get better sync pairs, right? For example, between this Legendary Gauntlet and the next Legendary Gauntlet, you'll unless you're just, I will save until like I die gang, right? You'll probably have better sync pairs. I mean, even if you save your gems, right? You will level up, you will theme skill, you will sync grid your units, right? You'll EX some units maybe, right? Even if you don't spend and you just save, right? Like you're just gonna be better every single time. Yeah, well, hopefully, again, depends on the units or the stage they run, right? But generally, that's probably going to be the case. So, in terms of why, because people are wondering why did they throw out this mode? You know, again, there are some relatively pessimistic people who are like, oh my god, this thing sucks, right? Why did they do this? I can't beat a single stage. This is terrible, right? First of all, if you can't beat a single stage, this is Endgame. This is the Endgame mode, right? If you can't beat a single stage here, you have other things you should probably be worrying about. You should not be worrying about the Legendary Gauntlet. You should be worrying about some other things. For example, just basic team building, for one, right? Getting your units stronger, leveling them up, level capping them. You should be focusing on that instead of trying to get win streaks on the Legendary Gauntlet, right? And I think the reason for them throwing this event out is, or at least structuring this event like this, is pretty straightforward, I guess. I mean, obviously, I don't work for, you know, with for DNA. I don't know what their dev team, you know, or I don't even know if this dev team does this stuff, like the planning team, right? I don't know what exactly their thoughts behind this is, but if I were to guess, right, it's probably to encourage people to summon on more units. Pretty simple, right? Because again, there's a few factors in getting longer win streaks in Legendary Gauntlet, right? First of all, how much you know the game, right? Just general knowledge of the game, team building, battle wise. And then another is just specifically how well do you know these legendary arenas, right? Their gimmicks, how to beat them, all that stuff, right? And then the third thing, and this is very, very real, which is how many sync pairs you have. If you have more sync pairs, you will have longer win streaks. That's just math, right? It's not guaranteed, right? Some people who have less sync pairs who are better at the game might have longer win streaks than you, right? Which is true, right? Again, if you know how to play the game very, very well, you know how to team build, you know how to, you know, do all that stuff, fight these legendaries, you could totally have longer win streaks than people who just wail on the game and you know, don't know what they're doing. They just have like 200 sync pairs, but they can't get like a, you know, 5 win streak because they don't know how to team build. Like they threw like 3 strikers on one team and wonder how their team got eliminated by their first sync, right? Like me, look at me, one of the biggest whales in Poem Masters, and I'm at a current win streak of 0. Jokes aside, right? That's definitely one of the, I think, if I were to guess, right, one of the big reasons for why they structured the Legendary Gauntlet like this, right? Which is, again, just straight up more sync pairs. They want to encourage players to pull for more sync pairs, right? Either that, pull for more sync pairs, or invest into your egg bonds, right? Invest into your egg bonds, pull from our sync pairs, right? It's pretty straightforward. And if you're wondering, well, what the heck? That's terrible. That's, you know, P2W, this, that, whatever. I disagree for a few reasons. I think this is actually a good thing, because here's the thing. 99% of the content in this game can be cleared easily, right, with completely free units. Completely free units, stomp the game. Like, free units could, like, look at these units, like Xerneas, Mewtwo, Palkia. Those units could just straight up stomp 10k Master Mode. They could stomp 10k Master Mode, right? 7.5k, 10k Master Mode, no issues. Look at the past few extreme battles, demolished by, you know, just free units, right? And the game has to have something. The game has to have something hard enough, right, for people to actually use summonable units. Because if every single one of your stages can be straight up demolished by free units, then there's no incentive to pull for more units, right? For a lot of these. And that's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is people who do pull for units, right? You got your fancy, you know, whatever units in there, and you don't feel rewarded for going for them, right? Because you're taking, every time you go into that gacha system, unless you have 36.6k, like even if you do have 36.6k, you're taking a risk, right? And a lot of people, you know, it feels like they're not getting rewarded for taking that risk because, you know, you could have a 5 out of 5, you know, you have a 5 out of 5 EX Singsu Renegade Cynthia, and this other guy, you know, who's didn't spend anything, right? And just has a Shadow Ball, I don't know, Mewtwo with the Acerola out there, could beat all the stages that you could still beat, right? And that's just the unfortunate state of how gacha games work, right? Basically, because here's the thing, they need to make money. It's a business, right? It's a company. They have their fiduciary responsibilities to their boards or whatever, this and that. And if every single stage in the game can just be demolished by free units, then they don't make enough money. And then, you know, people don't pull for units, don't buy gems, and that, and the game shuts down. And no one gets to play, right? Although I'll always be willing, so I'll always be contributing to the 80% of their income every single week, okay? But yeah, again, jokes aside, right? It's a pretty simple economic, you know, situation, right? So yeah, we just need endgame content. We need endgame content. We need content that, you know, rewards people for pulling for stronger units, pulling for just more units, right? Not everything in the game can be, and this is probably going to be a very, very unpopular take, but if everything in the game gets destroyed by free-to-play units, it's just not a fun situation. Not a fun situation. Like, again, some of these, like, even, you know, some of these low-key, like, not super meta units, like an Elio, right? Like, Elio, kind of whatever, right? People will pull Elio, like, well, what's the point of this, right? Like, I didn't really need him. Like, I pulled him, I don't really need him. I could just use something else better. You know, I could use a Ramos, which is better as a sleep unit, who's also basically free, and I could, you know, I could beat all the stages that I need, right? So what's the point of this? And then in this mode, well, there's a point for Elio. Elio, very, very, very good against something like an Entei, right? Something like Cobalion. Very, very good against those units, right? And they find a purpose. They find a purpose for these units. So that's one of them again. If you're thinking, well, Post, yeah, I understand that. I understand the economic situation side of things, the financial side of things, how it generally works, this and that, right? But I'm missing out on the rewards, and it sucks. And I feel you. It sucks missing out on the rewards. It does, right? But to make it, I guess, less bad, right? Or to make you feel less bad. First of all, these rewards are definitely good, right? I'm not gonna say these rewards are bad, because that would be a lie, because these rewards are good. The new lucky cookies are nice, right? Move candy coin is always good, right? And then these power-up tickets are always good. But outside of that, the 11 plus wins rewards are not anything crazy, honestly, right? If you're saying, well, first of all, they have the lucky cookie. Well, you don't need 11 plus wins to get the lucky cookie, right? You could keep farming, I don't know, 6 to 10 wins, and you'd have a really decent chance of dropping these regardless, right? And then the other one would be the 5-star power-up tickets, which is definitely nice, but if you look at it, it's just like, it's 5 power-up tickets. It's 5 power-up tickets. Keep in mind, these are not the straight up 5-star power-ups. These are the tickets, which, if you guys ever used them before, you need 20 of these. 20 of these to turn it into one 5-star power-up. 20 of these to turn into one 5-star power-up. And you need, what, 100 of them to turn into 5-star power-ups, right? So you need extra 4 clears. You need an extra 4 clears. An extra 4 clears to get one 5-star power-up, right? One 5-star power-up, extra 4 clears, and that's only for the first level, right? If you after you use 5 more, the cost increases. You guys know this, right? For the exchange. And how many teams do you need for one 5-star power up? That's what, 5, 10. That's four extra wins. 4 extra win streaks gets you one 5-star power up. How many units is that? How many extra units is that? Assuming you're using 3 units per battle, that's 12 extra units. On one hand, yeah, getting that extra one 5-star power up is nice, but on the other hand, to get that's 12 extra units. How many gems are spent getting those extra 12 units, right? How many gems? You guys watch my summons. You know how they could go sometimes, right? How many gems? That's easily hundreds of thousands of gems, right? Could be. And again, just to make you feel better, if you're free to play and you can't get that extra 20 5-star power-ups, on the bright side, you don't have to waste all those gems to get it, because again, it is pretty expensive, right? Pretty expensive. Even if you use like 1 Eggmon in each team, that's still like what, 8 extra units, right? Or something like that. So yeah, on one hand, people who do spend gems, right? People who do spend money to keep the game alive, they need something extra, right, that they could get to make it feel like they're being rewarded for you know, I want to say contributing, but that sounds a bit too. What's a good word for spending, right? Spending. So on one hand, people need to feel rewarded, and then on the other hand, if you didn't spend, at least, well, you didn't spend. You saved a lot of gems, because if you convert, again, potentially 100,000 gems for one 5-star power up, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, okay? So if you're like free to play, like, it's not worth spending gems, like buying gems just to get extra 4 win streaks. Because again, if you get like, if you're a free to play player and then you start buying gems just to get 1 extra win streak, congratulations, you spent like, I don't know, what is that, 50, 90 bucks, however it is, for like a fourth of a 5-star power up. Not worth it. Not worth it. Not worth it. Right. I'd say in terms of rewards, just the first 10 is definitely good enough. Right. The first 10 win streak rewards are good enough, and any veteran player, I feel like, you know, as long as you know the game, been playing for a while, have a decent amount of sync pairs, even if you're free to play. I have a free to play friend who never spent a dime on the game, right? Got a 30+ win streak. I'd say 10 win streak is definitely achievable, and 10 win streak again, not that bad, and it just has the best words. The 11+ is just look at it as like extra bit of rewards for people who actually do spend, right? Or if you get it, without spending, good for you as well, right? So yeah, also like the rewards don't give any gems either, right? Like as good as these rewards are, and these are really, really good. Again, candy coin, always good things. These actual good amounts of 5-star power-ups, because this is 50 plus 30, that's 80, 100. That's five 5-star power-ups, right? From win streak. If you hit win streak, I don't know why my game is not responding. If you hit win streak 6, that's a decent amount of power-ups, right? So yeah, that's one of the reasons why they threw this out, at least just me guessing, right? The other reason is just, again, there's nothing in the end game. There's no super hard mode, right? And again, like, just to make you guys feel a bit more better, right? A bit more better. I would imagine they'd rerun Legendary Gauntlets pretty often, right? I'd imagine they'd rerun these pretty often, whether it's a monthly thing or like every 2 months. Again, like the first time, like, you will get better. You will get better, right? The event will be around quite a bit, right? You will be able to farm these cookies quite a bit, right? Like, if this time you didn't get that great of a win streak, by the time the next gauntlet comes around, you will have better units. You will have your units strengthened, this and that, right? So you'll only just get better, right? There's some words of I guess encouragement, and also, again, going for that like super high win streak, right? There's also what's the man? My 3 classes of like economics and that I took in university. What was the term again? The cost. I can't remember the term, but well, other people are spending time, right? Getting like their 30 win streak, 40 win streak, right? Do keep in mind, it costs them, right? Because they're getting their 30. Like, for example, because the higher you go, the longer it takes for a battle, right? There's more things you have to think about. Team construction, RNG is a big one, right? And in terms of the time you have to put in. So the higher they go, the longer it takes to get that extra 1 win streak. And the time that, again, a lot of those players put into getting that extra 1 win streak is them time lost for spamming, again, the lower levels, right? Because lower levels, you could do it much faster, right? One run from like win streak 30 to 31 sometimes could take 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, right? How many win streak 1s can you get in there, right? You could easily get a 20, 25 runs of win streak 1 in there and just farm a bunch more lucky cookies, right? It's just like this event is just a fantastic lucky cookie farming event, right? It's just a fantastic lucky cookie farming event. So again, there's that there's that cost. I forgot the term. Any econ majors, remind me please in comments. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to make you guys feel a bit better, right? Because I understand if you're not winning these battles, it feels frustrating, right? Like even when I was streaming, I was like, God damn it, I'm not getting these NPRs that I need, right? That's a classic me thing, unfortunately, especially on camera. But yeah, it happens, right? So just feel a bit better, right? Always look on the positive side, right? Again, you know, other people getting things that you might think are good, well, you also have an opportunity to do other things that they don't, you know, they can't do, right? Or they're choosing not to do, right? There's a lot of positives, all right? So I don't know. I'm just trying to make people feel a bit better, right? So anyways, that's really this one, I guess. Hope you all enjoyed. My guys, think in the comments down below. Like, share this video, subscribe for some more Promouse content. Again, we will be streaming this later today. Also, go check out the Genshin channel. I uploaded the Shahura summoning video. Right, I went for C1. I was on my 50-50. Did I get her or not? And who I pulled? Go check it out. Right, that's enough for my free promotion. Genshin channel today. So have fun, folks, and I'll see you guys in the next one.